Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining another Silicon Labs product podcast. Today we have Mark Tekippe joining us. He's from Digi. He's the Director of Product Marketing for their RF product lines. We also have Alex Koepsel. He's the IoT Product Manager for Silicon Labs 32-bit products. Thanks for joining today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us here.
Yeah, so the reason we have both of you on, someone from Digi and someone from Silicon Labs, is because of the latest development kit that we've released for our customers, and it's the LTE-M expansion board kit. It's pretty exciting. I've had a chance to play with it, and so we thought it would be good for you guys to go through some of the details of the kit. So let's just start off. Alex, can you take a few minutes and just explain why did we decide to partner with Digi to develop this LTE-M evaluation board?
Yeah, sure. I can answer that. So I think people know pretty well the IoT is very complex. It takes a lot of different kind of wide expertise from around different areas. So that's why really the need for a partnership continues to grow. And Digi and Silicon Labs have been partners in fostering that relationship to tackle now this new space that's growing in the cellular IoT. So we see some growth there, and both in LTE Cat-M and then the next version narrowband IoT. And so we decided to launch this kit to help developers speed up, simplify, and accelerate their time to market on those types of applications. So maybe at a high level, the connectivity, you might be asking, well, why LTE-M or why narrowband IoT? So just real quick, and I'm sure Mark could expand quite a bit on this, but if you compare to 3G and 5G and the other cellular technologies where you're streaming media and loading web pages, what these newer LTE-M and narrowband IoT are now addressing is the IoT applications that are low data rate, low power. They're mobile, just as mobile devices are, could be in remote areas. But again, they're addressing the different use cases of lower power and lower data rate. So that's really, at a high level, what this kit offers.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. LTE is a pretty hot technology right now for IoT, and you've talked about a lot of the reasons. The costs and power consumption have really come down. So historically, cellular was too expensive or power hungry to be used in a lot of these applications. But with the new optimized radios with LTE-M and NB-IoT, you're really able to address, battery-powered mobile devices. It's a great technology for that. Another benefit of cellular is that it allows direct out-of-box connectivity. You don't have to go set up a network or infrastructure with gateways, etc. You can connect to the already deployed networks, and your devices can, start sending data to the cloud. So it's really easy to get started with.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's a quick cellular access for the growing IoT product market. So, all right. Well, can both of you maybe give a couple examples of this mobile, battery-powered applications that might be interested in adopting cellular?
Sure. Yeah, I know one here in Austin and many cities around the U.S. You're probably familiar with, Kyle, is these connected scooters we're seeing everywhere, right? Have you seen those?
Oh, they're all over the sidewalks.
Yeah, so those are a great example of, as Mark said, something that needed to be connected to the cloud out of box without, creating separate gateways. They just needed something that they could track and get connected to easily. So that's a good mobile example. They don't always have to be mobile. I mean, people oftentimes use cellular IoT connectivity and even fixed, but they could be in remote areas like smart metering or street lights or something sensor connected to a bridge or smart agriculture. So they don't always have to be mobile, but definitely mobile is a big use case, especially when we're talking about asset tracking.
Another good example of where cellular could make sense is a vending machine or an ATM. A lot of times these are placed in different locations without, existing wired or wireless infrastructure. Vending machines don't have to send a lot of data. And they still need something that's, very low latency, so customers can, pay and have their payment authorized quickly with a cloud, and then vend what they're looking for.
Okay, so vending machines and scooters. I like it. I can associate with both of those. So now that we've heard about a couple of the applications, what are some of the things that our customers are going to consider when they want to use this kit? I mean, what are maybe 3 things that the customers are going to think about when they want to use this kit?
Yeah, that's a good question, Kyle. I'd say the top 3 things are, the obvious one is the developers already selected that they want either LTE-M or narrowband IoT. So wireless protocol, they want this kind of solution. 2 is this kit is really for more complex applications where a single standalone modem doesn't have the resources that they need, which I can talk about in a little bit. And then the third is this is for battery powered applications, because that's one of the biggest benefits of working with Silicon Labs is our low power Gecko technology. So I think the first point I made is obvious. For the reasons we talked about, the benefits of cellular IoT, it's ready to deploy. It still supports the data rates for many applications, those kinds of things. So the developers selected that. Now they're in kind of the ballpark of this kit. Second, complex applications. What does that mean? Well, a lot of times a standalone modem or module has maybe a couple sensor interfaces or a little bit of memory, but oftentimes applications need more memory or they need more sensor interfaces. So this kit has the Giant Gecko 11 MCU, which is a Cortex M4 MCU with a lot of memory, 2 megs of flash, 512K RAM. It has a ton of I/O, up to 150 I/O. It has on-chip security, a display controller, Ethernet. So a lot of different things that developers have then at their fingertips to give them more flexibility when developing their applications. So this is going to be perfect for those types of customers. And then lastly, the battery powered aspect. As we know, many of these applications are battery powered and need to have a low they don't want to be recharged, every so often. They want to have longer battery life. Well, that's where the Gecko MCUs are very unique, because they can sense and process in very low power modes, like, we're talking single digit microamps. So that's really good for customer experience and can even help with cost as well.
All right, great, Alex. So you talked about the second point, which was if the customer's designs start to get complex. What is the unique benefit of combining the Giant Gecko microcontroller solution with the XB3 LTE-M modem solution? What are the customer's benefits?
Yeah, I think the biggest benefit is just time to market here. This kit's going to simplify the design for them and the development, and it's going to help them prototype quickly and then eventually deploy their product more quickly as well. But specifically, why the Giant Gecko? There's a number of features that are unique versus other MCUs that they can take advantage of. As I mentioned, having all the on-chip communications interfaces. I think the Giant Gecko has up to like 21 different communication interfaces, 150 I/O, a 24-channel DMA, lots of different timers. So they don't have to, it makes it scalable, where if the requirements change, it's going to be easy to do that with the Giant Gecko. The second thing is, I mentioned the big memory. This is where the IoT market is going. Larger devices needed for more things like over-the-air updates. You can actually do data logging on chip. Imagine these battery-powered applications that don't want to connect to the cloud, and maybe they just save data locally, and that way they can save power consumption by only connecting the cloud every so often. And the Giant Gecko also has even external memory options to expand even beyond 2 megs of flash. And then the last reason I'd say is we're seeing a lot of buzz around security is becoming more important in IoT, and the Giant Gecko 11 helps customers build in security into their product with hardware accelerators for encryption, NIST certified true random number generator for key generation, a secure management unit and memory protection unit. And then, of course, when we connect to the cloud, using Digi's built-in trust fence security is an additional way to encrypt data to the cloud. So those three things are really beneficial. Low power, lots of features, high memory for more flexibility, and then the security.
Mark, do you have anything as far as the XB modem solution that might be a unique benefit the customers need to know about to take advantage of?
Well, yeah, a couple things. So Alex mentioned Digi Trust Fence, and that is the security framework that we apply to all of Digi's IoT connectivity solutions. Specifically for the XB, what that means is that we actually include an onboard secure element, and we're able to use that for things like secure key storage, certificate management, etc. We also use that for secure boot and secure firmware updates.
Okay, great. So that's a lot of things that customers can take advantage of. But there's a lot more about the kit, and I think to wrap this podcast episode up, can you guys maybe explain where the best place is for people to get more information about the kit?
Yeah, the best place to get started and get an overview is the Silicon Labs website. We've got a brand new web page for the kit, and then a getting started page as well. And there's a YouTube video with a quick overview of the kit and some resources to get started. Obviously, you can then go purchase the kit as well from either our website, which is through Mouser, or through other various distributors as well. And then maybe Mark has some good resources to get started on the XB side as well.
Yeah, similar on our side. If you're looking for more information about the XB cellular module, you can actually go out to Digi's website, www.digi.com, and you can download data sheets, user manuals, software manuals, etc.
Perfect. Well, we'll take a little break, and then I'd like you guys to come back. We'd take a few questions on some more of the technical details of the kit. But thanks for the time you spent right now, and hopefully everybody learned a few new things about this kit, and they take advantage of going and looking into it further. Thanks, guys.
Yep, no problem.
Thanks, Kyle.